This is the Synology DiskStation DS920 Plus, and this is a quad-core, quad-bay NAS network attached storage with 4 GB of RAM as standard. We will see what's in the box. This is the power cord for Europe. And here we have 2 network cables. This is a 1 GB connection, so we have 2 of them. And then we have the power adapter. So this is a Synology branded adapter. And we have keys for locking the discs. We have some screws. And we have a quick installation guide. And then in the box we hopefully have the Synology itself. Let me see how to open this thing. Oops. Oh, it's very dark, but here you can see it has 4 bays here. Has a USB here, has a power switch. And then on the back side it has 2 fans, it has 2 network attachments, and it has I don't know what this is, but it's to extend the Synology. Here is for the power, and here is for another USB if you want to attach a USB hard drive or some kind of USB thing. Yep, so here you have the Synology DS920 Plus. The discs you see here are the reason that I need a storage system. So all these discs I've used over the years, and I've used them for pictures, I've used them for video editing, I've used them for my files, or all sorts of files. And the total storage of all these discs is about 9.5 terabytes. So some of them are pretty large. And this Buffalo here is, for instance, this is a RAID system. So this is where I keep my photos currently. So there are 2 discs here that are mirrored. So it's a USB. It's not a network attached storage, but it looks kind of like one. But it's over USB 3. So the pictures and the files will be mirrored to the similar discs. And these are Western Digital discs, and these other ones are different types of discs that I want to take all these files and combine in one NAS. And the new NAS will actually have a little bit lower capacity than these drives together. But on these drives you see here, I have actually multiple copies of things, so that should be fine. And the new NAS has also a great feature is that I can add disks to it, so I can easily buy new disks and double the storage capacity. So to replace all these disks, I have bought a Synology DS920 Plus, and I have bought 3 hard drives, 8 terabyte drives. These are NAS specific drives that are designed to be on all time, And as you see, it is, if you see, it is the Plus version. So these are the new drives from Western Digital. And these drives are CMR drives, and they are better to use in RAID configurations than other drives. These are the drives you want to use, these ones, or you can also use the Seagate versions, but I chose these ones because they are more quiet and they are not very much slower compared to speed, because the network connection will limit the speed to around 120 megabytes per second anyway, so it doesn't make any difference for me if I used the Seagate drives. It would just make more noise. So I have 3 of these drives now, so I plan to put 2 drives in this NAS and 1 drive in the DS920 Play NAS, which is supposed to be a backup NAS placed in a different location. So I will have 2 drives in this one in a RAID 1 configuration, so that means they are mirrored, and then I will have 1 of these 8 terabyte drives in the other. So that they will all, so then I will have 3 copies of all my data. Yeah. So I'll start with 2 8 terabyte NAS drives in this one, and if I want to upgrade, it's very easy. I can just put in a third drive, and then I will not use RAID 1, but I will use probably RAID 5. And that means that I have 2 disks for data and 1 like parity disk, or I don't really know what it is, how it works, but it means that you lose 1 drive for backup in practice. So that means that you have 3 drives. You can only utilize the capacity of 2 drives. That means 16 terabyte in my case. And the last 8 terabyte disk is used for the RAID 5 configuration, and it means that you can lose 1 disk without losing your data. And the reason you need to use the Western Digital RAID Plus or better disks is that if you lose 1 disk, you take that failed disk out and you want to put a brand new empty disk in, and you want the system to rebuild the whole area, to rebuild your files back automatically. And if you have the other type of disk, the VD RAID without Plus, you need to look at the page, but they are not CMR drives, so they will take very long time for them to rebuild the RAID. And yeah, people have reported that they can also fail. So then, if you're not able to rebuild the RAID, you can lose your data. So that's why it's very important to select NAS specific drives for your NAS. You don't want to use the SHR drives, I think it's called, and you don't want to use ordinary hard drives. That will not work in practice, because these hard drives are designed to be on 24 hours a day, and they are designed to be able to recover a RAID configuration in a reasonable amount of time. So now I'm gonna put 2 hard drives into the DS920 Plus. Take it out of the package. So this is the it says here, the VD80E fax. So it says fax, but it is actually a Plus drive. It says on the package Plus drive, so it is a CMR drive. So the important thing is, of course, that these connectors go in on the back side. So all we have to do, you shouldn't need any tools for this. You take this tray out, and the hard drive is supposed to be like this in the tray. Let me see how to do this. So you take off these plastic clips. If you for some reason want to use 2.5-inch drives, you have to screw them in these holes, but I'm not going to use that. I'm just going to use a standard drive this size. Seems to be okay. These ones should align in the holes, and all you need to do is to press this one back like this. It's a bit hard, but then you need to slide them in. And close it. And then we'll do the same with the next drive. This was marked as drive 1, and this bay is marked as drive 2. Yeah, it's down here. We'll take out the next disc, put it in. Oh, we have to remove these ones first. This was the wrong way. Of course, I put it in the wrong way. This one has to go on the back. Ugh. Yeah. Not sure this system is any easier than not screwing. Ah, the hardware was not. It has to be very tight here. Otherwise you're not able to fit this. This is supposed to make a noise. Wow. I think I take this off again. This one has actually moved a bit. Let's see. There. It's never as easy as they show it. And then we slide it in. So now, that's all we need to do. We can, if you want to, we have a key here, we can lock these drives. At least I can do that so nobody accidentally open. These ones are not able to open now. So that was all we need to do to put in the drives. So in the next video I will show you how to set up this NAS and put it in a RAID configuration, and how you connect to this NAS, set it up, format the disks, etc.